Hey guys, good evening. This is Mukesh Morwal and we will be talking about the nervous system today. The nervous system is basically a cable or a system of the nerves. What are nerves? A nerve is basically a tube or a channel which carries electrical inputs all across from one junction to another junction. So when I say junction, it simply means that there are specific types of channels that operate from different parts of your body. So junction simply means that your neck could be called a junction because it is connected to most of the other places in your body, like the lymphatic system or the circulatory system. So you have circulatory system, nervous system, the digestive system. Every single system that crosses each other has got a junction, which means they cross each other, and at that point of time there is connection or there is distribution of energy. Now this is also something that needs to be balanced, and that's where the nervous system comes in picture. So most of the times when we think about nervous system, we think that it could be a cabling system. Yes, it is a circuit or it is a cable system that transmits a lot of electronic inputs from your brain to the other parts of your body, which means it could be a pituitary, it could be a thyroid. So you can understand this, that when you have a problem related to hormones, what do you need to go ahead and work on? You need to work on your nervous system rather than working on T3, T4, TSH and all of those things that go into our head, right? So understand this, that autonomous nervous system is something that regulates your blood pressure, your heartbeat rate, and your digestion, your headaches that normally happen. So you've got different types of nerves, and there are some very prominent nerves like the vagus nerve, and you've got the trigeminal nerve, you've got the sciatica nerve. So you've got different nerves that provide inputs from one specific part to the other part of the body, and whenever there is a block, we call it either a pinched nerve or we call it a system block. All right, now there are different ways to stimulate your nerves, but what I would request you to do is always go for the root cause. So you'd be able to know about the root cause and by understanding the triggers. Now 10 on 10 people, when they have issues with their parasympathetic or sympathetic nervous system, it simply means that they are either relaxing their body and minds too much, which means they are very lazy, they are demotivated, they're always complaining. And the same thing can happen on the other side also. There are people who are always at an activated mode, they just cannot relax, they just cannot meditate. So even if there are so many people who show that they are meditating, they aren't. The mind is always going haywire, so they're always multitasking outside and multitasking inside. It's very hard to cool them down. Now all of those people who are always agitated, always in an activated mode, their nervous system will always go ahead and trigger them for any kind of activity, reproduction, because it's basically your body's system to stay activated only when you go and when you are highly reproductive, because that's the point of time when the sperm tries to reactivate itself. So the birth of life or anything related to reproduction is the only point of time that your body is struggling. Okay, that's the hustler inside you, right? So when people are always in an agitated mode, always in an activated mode, to relax themselves, they start taking pills, and they can have adverse effects on the reproductive their reproductive senses, their glands, their fertility levels. Now it can go and spiral back into so many people, and they can have huge craving, a large craving for having sex most of the time. So there are people who want to just go ahead and have sex, and then there are people who want to go ahead and suppress sex, and that's where all of the problems would start, right? So there are so many people who have all of the associations around it, and that would certainly go ahead and start converting into anxiety, depression, chronic disorders, digestive disorders, PCOD, PCOS. And please understand that once you understand what is the root cause, you should be able to deal with it. Now in order to understand the root cause, one of the best ways to do it is that start monitoring yourself. What do you do from morning to night? So start making a journal, look at what are the things that you're doing, and try stopping one of the other things so that you can create a balance in your life. So if you're someone who gets agitated by not sleeping properly or not resting properly, or just overeating, or someone who is an emotional eater, because we do not consider eating as sin. Everything else you can go ahead and do inside the house. So anything else you can think of, so it could be alcohol, it could be smoking, you can always go ahead and do it in a limit, and you can think that I can do it in a corner. But when it comes to food, we do not consider it as something which we have been compensating with some or the other emotions, or maybe food or love, or maybe relationship issues. So most of the time when people do that, it is actually what it is what they are compensating it with, right? And that hampers your nervous system. Your nervous system cannot attain a balance between activity and relaxation, and that's when your hormones go haywire. What are hormones? They are the chemical messengers between your organs, right? So your pituitary talks to your parathyroid, your thyroid talks to your TSH, okay, your thyroid regulatory hormone talks to your TSH starts balancing T3, T4. It also goes through your liver. If you got a problem with your liver because you've not been eating properly, then your liver would be, is something that needs to be detoxed. You've got problems with, having fat diets. You've been going through a lot of fat diets. You've been doing unnecessarily aerobics, and you've been going ahead and doing things which you do not need to be doing, like power yoga and power this and power that, because that word attracts you. Then you are at a wrong place, because that way you're also affecting your gallbladder, and when gallbladder gets affected, it's your headache that would be coming up more often than now. Okay, same thing goes with your stomach, because your stomach is the elixir of life. The stomach acids are the main elixir of your life, and most probably, when people start popping pills, they're doing everything wrong. That goes ahead and creates a lot of issues with your adrenal glands, with your kidneys, with your fluid balance, with your guts, with your microbiome, which is your immunity, which is going to give you a lot of sustainability all across your life, and then it starts damaging your large intestine also, right? So that's your second brain. Your stomach is your second brain. So you start corrupting your second brain with your first brain, the top brain, right? And your nervous system can balance both of these things. Okay, now this is the part where gravity works more, and this is the part where magnetism works more. So this is the part of attraction. This is the brain which is all magnetic. Okay, so, and this is the brain which is more gravitational. So you can think, you can decide, you can be statistical, you can be analytical, you can move, you can use your sensory systems, your heartbeat, your digestion, your blood pressure. Everything is controlled with your autonomous nervous system, and accordingly, the way that it is controlled, your peripheral nervous system is also controlled, right? So make a journal, understand where exactly you're going wrong, and understand this very, very clearly, that if you have problems with multitasking, don't come back and give any kind of reasons, okay, that I have this kind of a work, I've been doing this. It just doesn't work that way. You will still have weight issues, you will still have gut issues, you will still have hormonal problems. So you have to work on it rather than telling me back, okay? So please do not send me messages that, my work requires me to be this man or this woman. My role is this kind of thing. I cannot go ahead and make any kind of amendments or changes. You have to make it. Otherwise, it's you who suffers, not me, right? So the first exercise that we need to understand and we need to do is we have to close our eyes, and we'll be using our lips. The reason we'll be using our lips is because it is very hard for people to meditate. People might say that they are meditating, but it is some kind of an activity that they keep themselves occupied in. Okay, so if you tell people to focus on a specific place, even if their eyes are at a specific place, the mind is wandering. They do not want to be at that specific place. The same thing goes with hearing, because you're all connected. All of that information that goes inside your body is going through the senses, right? So your sense of touch, your sense of smell, your sense of your visual senses, your sense of taste, your sense of hearing, your olfactory senses and stuff like that. So what you need to understand over here is that you have to change the way that you sense things. Now, looking at things and keeping focus is not going to be possible. The current man is incapable of meditating, and that's because we have engaged ourselves into a lot of stuff that we call the power stuff. We just want to be engaged. We just want to be, visually motivated. We just need the 10 more likes that we need. We need to be more acknowledged. We need to be more appreciated, and that's once again connected with your sugar centers, and that's why India is on the top of, diabetics. We are people who are suffering of inferiority complex. We are people who are suffering of unappreciation. Relationships are falling because people just feel unacknowledged. People are jealous of each other. That's because the sugar center is not being fulfilled, and there is no balance over there. Now when you start writing it, and when you come to know that every single day you do something and it creates a trigger, stop it right there, okay? Or create a balance. Plan your day. Otherwise, if you start coming up with any kind of explanations, any kind of reasons, it's not going to work for you. Whatever exercises that I'm going to show you, okay? This exercise is all related to feeling, all right? So the first thing that we will be doing is we'll be closing our eyes, okay? And we'll be using our mouth, and we'll be using our lips, and of course our cheekbones and everything, the jaw and everything would be coming into picture by closing our eyes, right? What you do is close your eyes. Fill up air, not too much, just as much as you can puff. So a puffy mouth. And try moving your eyes. So you can take it from left to right, right to top, and then top to the other side. So keep on skipping sides. Take the air from one side to the other, and then you're doing it, do it as slowly, and coordinate with your eyes, because your eyes are connected with the light center, the memory centers inside your brain. Okay, when you do that, you're balancing your nervous system. Yes, it can also become very relaxing if you start doing it slow. So the more slower you do it, the more relaxed you become. This is for people who are always aggravated, always in an active mode. Let's do it. Okay, and whenever you do it, try to regulate the speed. Okay, so you can do it fast, you can go slow, go with your own pace. Right, and once you start doing it, also move your eyes clockwise, anti-clockwise, so that it stimulates all your brain centers. Right, the second one is equally easy. You use your tongue. So you use your tongue from the upper palate, which is the outer palate, and the inner palate, on both the jaws. So you go to each one of your teeth, whatever number of teeth you have, 26, 28, 32, go from each teeth, touch your teeth from inside, and the canines and the molars and every single teeth with your tongue, the tip of your tongue, and use your eyes when you're moving it. Right, show you the demo. I'm going inside now. And while you're coming back, you can also touch your lips, touch the tongue with your lips. Okay, and don't be horny. I'm doing it for the lower jaw. Going inside. So do it slow, do it fast, do it for almost 5 to 6 times both the exercises. Right, now we'll be doing the last exercise of the day. It requires 2 balls. I'm using rubber balls. You can use plastic balls, the way that is convenient for you. Okay, this is a very good exercise because it improves your clarity, your focus, your sense of balance. So if you're someone who's been driving every single day and you get irritated while you're driving because of the traffic or this or that, what you need to understand is that your sense of balance is going haywire, and we try to create a sense of balance when we start doing it. It is extremely relaxing. Okay, so cover your ears with 2 balls. Okay, with the center of your palm. Okay, and one hand goes up, the other hand goes down, and please remember to use your fingers, which means feel every single minutest detail. Feel it as much as possible. Now you could use your eyes, you could use your breathing technique, which means inhale, exhale, whatever you wish. That's all up to you. It's all up to you. Okay, so let's start doing it. So one hand goes down, one hand goes up, and every time that it goes down or goes up, you'd feel a vacuum right next to your ears. Okay, when it covers your ears, there would be a vacuum of air. All right, and it makes you more activated. Let's do it. And just so that the balls don't fall. You could also do it sideways, so I'm going to do it sideways. You could also move your face. This is going to be a little bit tricky. All right, you just love it. And up and down. And you could use it in the same direction. This way also it works. It's almost like a massage to your vagus nerve and your jaws. You could keep one ball like this, okay, and then you can use the other hand right over here, right, and then use the other hand. Why are we using the other hand? Because it stimulates the other side also. So currently I'm using the right side to stimulate the left side of my body, because it's just the right side that's working, and I'm also creating a sense of balance for the ball that's right into my neck, okay. The plastic balls don't work properly, okay. They might fall because they could be a little bit slippery. All right, we're going to do it with the right hand now, so we'll put it right over here, right, and I'm doing it. Remember the sense of balance. The ball shouldn't fall. And whenever you tilt your neck, okay, you also gain a lot of balance, not just in your neck muscles. It is also the brain that creates a balance whenever you tilt your neck, okay, because it gives you a completely different view. Your eyes are supposed to be operating horizontally only. So when you see, you cannot see like this vertically, in portrait mode you cannot see. So you need to keep your eyes in horizontal fashion like this, okay, so that you can move your eyes or maybe your cornea in left to right. We normally don't operate up to down or maybe down to up. So this specific place, which is your brain, is your gravitation center. As I told you, it operates for your logic, for your analysis, for your sense of direction, and every other thing that is connected with movement. And of course the other brain, which is connected with your spine and your reproductive system and your excretory system and your reproductive hormones and a lot of other things, right? So your coccyx and your chakras and spiritual system. So you can get a good sense of balance when you start doing these exercises. Remember that you also need to do it with legs and your fingers. So we will be doing the second exercise just in the next video. All right, we will be doing the next video where I will show you how to do with your fingers and your legs. All right, so thanks a lot for watching the video. Do hit the subscribe button so that I come up with the second video and you come to know. In case you've not subscribed as of now, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Please do that, because it motivates people like me, coaches like me, to go to make more and more good content for you. And yes, if you have a little bit of gratitude, please go ahead and put up a good comment over there, because it takes a lot of time, effort and energy to make such videos, right? Thank you. This is Mukesh Morwal, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.